When the clock strikes 8:30, babe, time to head for Chris's house.
Hey.
Will the song make it to the next round?
Oh no.
Pot of Thunder. Let's pot tonight. Come on, baby, let's pot tonight.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Pot of Thunder, the recognized symbol of excellence in rock and roll podcasting, brought to you by Blue Microphones. They look great. They sound even better. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Slow down, Andy.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you hurt yourself.
Slowing down.
Go to the glue factory.
Let's pod tonight.
Slow down.
Shall we? You know me, it's your buddy Andy, America's little brother. As always, joined by that man over there fidgeting with a cylinder in his lap.
As is usual.
And now he's polka dancing his way across the podcast studio. Nick Polak is in.
Good evening, young gentlemen. You're talking about slowing down.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with somebody about that a couple days ago.
Uh-huh.
What, just slowing down in general?
Yeah. It's in long term, how much exercise will prolong will prolong you without parts breaking down? Because too much exercise, you'll have knee, back problems, everything.
Sure, yeah.
So we were talking about that. You want to do something.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do too much.
You don't want to...
And I'm trying to figure out how much I should be doing at this point.
Oh, wow, okay. See, that makes me think about like Jack LaLanne, where that guy was constantly exercising, drinking all that juice and never eating any junk food. And I think he lived to like 80, but like so do people who smoke and eat McDonald's every day.
Yeah, I mean, you always see like the old women who are 101 on the news, and it's like, what's your secret? It's like, a glass of wine every day,
right?
And a piece of bacon, or like from Grumpy Old Men, I wake up, smoke a cigarette, and have 5 strips of bacon.
There you go. Yeah,
so you don't know, but yeah, that was a conversation. How much slowing down is necessary?
All right, wait up.
And what was the verdict?
There was no verdict. It was just it was more hypothetical, rhetorical sort of a discussion.
Well, the fact checkers have already gotten to me. Jack LaLanne lived to 96. I was way off.
Well,
so maybe that shit worked. I'm sorry.
What about Vic Tanny? Remember him?
I don't remember him.
Chain of health clubs in the 70s.
Vic Tanny.
Let's see, Vic Tanny. What was his deal?
Similar type,
Andy, when was the last time you went tanny?
It's been a couple of years
really?
Since I've gone tanny. Yeah, maybe 4.
You were known as the bronze Adonis of the podcasting
I forgot.
world.
I have to uphold that image. I went yesterday. Probably go again tonight. 73.
Yeah, Vic Tanny didn't make it as far as Jack LaLanne.
What about Tony Little? Is he still with us?
I'm sure that guy's probably only in his 50s, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's still with us. That's good. All right. Well, hey, we forgot someone. To Nick's immediate left, you own him. We got him.
I think we need a gunslinger. Somebody tough to tame this town. I think we need a gunslinger. And there'll be justice all around.
Put your hands together for the breakout star of the podcast medium. Chris L's in the house.
Yeah, all this talk of aging makes sense since this is my birthday week, but quickly back to Vic Tanny. In 1985, at age 73, after a debilitating stroke, Tanny died of heart failure in Tampa, Florida. 1985, back when a stroke was a stroke, and drooling was drooling. Yeah, they don't make strokes like they do anymore.
No?
Like those.
Back in the 80s, they were
That was
There's
when a
more
stroke could take down Vic Tanny at the relatively young age of 73. That's a serious stroke.
And for listeners' benefit, that was from a private message that the three of us had a couple days ago.
Yeah.
That's strokes are terrifying, but anyway.
Well, sure, but but anyway, yeah, all this talk of aging is, I don't know, starting to depress me a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Friday is my Lawrence Taylor birthday.
How about that?
56.
Stay away from the white stuff.
Plenty of full frontal nudity that day.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to celebrate by cutting my neighbor's SUV in half with a circular saw. So you can come running out of the house and go, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
All just for saying, what was it, that the defense wasn't, or what was it? He was just allegedly bragging about how he's doing all the work on the team, and they're not blocking like for him or something. And that's all it took.
Yeah, man, it was short fuse on that, man.
I guess so.
But yeah, that's my plan. So swing by sometime on Friday, and you'll see me sawing this guy's Cadillac SUV.
Andy's got a car in his neighborhood that could probably use a little bit of a touch up. Of a touch up.
Which one?
The one we saw when I came to pick you up.
I didn't even. Oh, that drove past us.
No, the one that was sitting in the driveway.
An abandoned vehicle in your
no,
could use a little touch up.
There's nothing wrong with the vehicle. It's actually a luxury vehicle, but it deserves a little touch up from being pointed out of their driveway at my house, and they leave their lights on for hours at a time at night, and the lights shine into our window.
The lights on the vehicle?
Yes.
Why do they leave those on for hours? And doesn't that drain the battery?
I think they have the engine running as well.
You said it's every single night.
It's every night, yeah.
What?
It's completely.
I think it's one of those things
unexplainable
where they start it to warm up because they're going to go to work or
but
whatever
it's in
it
the
is.
summer, right?
That's all the time,
Yeah.
yeah. So it doesn't make sense.
Okay, it's not. It's first of all, it's not 1940. Okay, you don't have to fucking warm up a vehicle anymore. And second of all, it hasn't even been that cold.
No, but yeah, Nick's right. They did it in the summer too. So there's no excuse.
This is most of the time when I go to pick up Andy.
Yeah.
This phenomenon is taking place.
Thanks for telling me. That's I'm bringing my circular saw over there on Friday.
That's the place.
And have them come running out and say, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I think that's the stock phrase when you notice someone is sawing your car in half.
It's
"What the fuck is wrong with you?" That's what comes out. Reflexive phrase that comes out of your mouth.
It's practically involuntary when that's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, did you bring anything, Nick? Is there foil?
I brought something, and something was here for me.
Oh, no kidding.
And you.
Well,
I brought foil.
Who wants to eat dainties? Who wants to eat baked treats with me?
oh yeah.
The latest hit. The latest number one hit.
So we've got a
Who
piece.
wants to eat dainties?
So from Nick, we have a piece of pumpkin pie. I'm sure.
It's from Thanksgiving, which is just a couple days ago. And it was one that I made. Favorite recipe, but I added walnut butter and honey to it.
Shit.
Dang.
And just mixed it in there.
Exciting. And then probably more news. Yeah. More newsworthy is the item that Nick is holding, and also I am holding.
Yeah, see, it's my birthday, but I give gifts to others, and I got one for myself, of course, obviously.
Well, yeah, you'd be crazy.
And this is really
The
very nice piece of merchandise.
Can I Play with Titties travel mug.
Can I play with titties? The pervert staring at his hairy ball. Can I play with titties? From his creep, she'll take it all.
Jesus.
Can I play with titties? She saw my prick and she laughed at me. Ha ha. Can I play with titties? She said these tits you'll never see.
There it is.
Oh my goodness.
Now, as we discussed, something to look forward to in addition to me sawing this vehicle in half across from Andy, who shines their bright lights into his house for hours on end every day, would be to bring the travel mug to your next trip to Starbucks, because, you know, it's for environmental purposes. You're not getting a paper cup and plastic lid and all this other
You'd
shit
be applauded.
that the environment doesn't need. So just say,
fill her up.
yeah.
And also for your pleasure, it's going to keep your drink warm or cold longer, depending what you're after.
Hand it to him and say, I need something to keep me perky.
Well, I'm going to hand, as we discussed, I'm going to hand it to him and say, can I get a latte? I just see what the reaction is.
Will this be videoed?
It should be.
Should be.
You ever go to Starbucks anymore? You ever pop in there for any
I don't
reason?
venture out. I mean, I work from home. I don't really need to venture over there. Yeah.
I rarely go to any of those places anymore. Last year I was there
you're
every
a
day.
Panera guy.
But I don't go there much anymore. I don't have a reason to. I was really going there a lot during when the house was under construction, but now I just stay home.
Oh, I thought you were still going there and conducting your business out of there like all the other big shots in the area.
Every time you go, you see some job interviews happening, though. It's a very strange world.
That's just, something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
I had one at McDonald's.
You had an interview, or you
I
saw
was
one?
interviewed.
And it wasn't for McDonald's?
No, it was I was interviewed. They said, let's meet at the McDonald's over there on Kennedy.
Did you say, is this a real job?
I said, all right, but I'm bringing a weapon.
Yeah, I would too. That's funny. I wonder what the reason was.
I don't know.
No ample
some sort
office space?
Probably not. Some sort of public neutral ground, I guess. I don't know.
That seems distracting. I wouldn't want to be giving my, telling all my lies in front of...
Smelling a hot apple pie all of a sudden.
All the buzzers going off and people talking.
Well, that should be a red flag where the interview has to occur at a neutral location. And of all places, McDonald's.
Yeah. Bunch of crazies. Well, thank you very much for the travel mug. I'm excited to use it. And I think everybody out there should go to potofthunder.com.
Sorry.
Find that TeePublic link.
You know who would use this?
Who?
Our mom. You know why I say that?
Why?
Because she had the old one. Was it? I don't want to say the wrong person. Was it Kevin Williams who sent us that mug?
Was Kevin.
Okay, there's one right up there.
Yeah, the with the blue writing on it.
Yeah.
Our mom has one, and I believe I forget which phrase it is. She just kind of taped something over the.
It's
one
I
part.
love shaved beaver.
Okay.
She taped a little like if you cut a piece of a Post-it, the sticky part or something, and taped over beaver.
So I think she would use.
So that's
this.
where she draws the line.
I think she would use
she
this.
Took it to work when she was still working.
Well,
she would just cover up the bottom and use it. I think.
Can I play with?
And then a Maiden fan would say, "Oh, can I play with Madness?" Why?
She could put it here, and it could just say, "Can I play with ties?"
Oh yeah.
There you go.
They want to play with Eddie's ties.
Yeah, if he was wearing a tie, the one girl would be stroking his tie.
That's why she's pulling his shirt down.
A bolo tie around his shaft.
I don't even know what that is.
Those ties with the black strings and like the
bolo. Okay.
metal
I was thinking
buckle.
bolero, but that's a whole other.
That's a whole other thing.
That
Which
could
might
work too.
Might be around a shaft as well.
The root, if you will.
Eddie's root.
Kind of looks like the Groot character.
It probably would.
I am Root. Could say.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Well,
this is already.
Yeah, we're here again. If I'm trying to, we're on the listener submission list, and it's Nick's turn to play the game.
All right.
So I don't know if you're ready to.
Yeah.
If you want to head on over.
I'm ready. I haven't done this in a while.
But before you do that, pull the lever, Nick.
On my way over.
All right.
Stand by. Let's go over to the Bozo Pewter.
All right, you got number 394.
Oh,
394.
There's got to be Pope stuff for that.
Yeah, here it is. I got it up here. Couple of songs by this artist, but I believe this is the only entry for this specific
Now, don't
song.
ruin my birthday week, Nick.
And this is the
Choose
only one,
wisely.
This is the only one from this album.
Oh yeah, the other ones. All from.
Have you found any?
I just pulled it up.
Oh, okay.
394.
394, huh? Who, can I just see without saying it who submitted it?
Yeah, this character here.
Okay, it doesn't. I'm not sure who that is.
Mm-hmm. And he did
let's
say
see what he
something.
said.
I didn't know that.
Convincing. Should I say what I want to do before we get a ruling on the year, or should I just?
I have something here about bishops. Is it close enough?
The Pope is a bishop, so I would say so.
Yeah, I mean,
He's the
it's
head
up
of
to
all
you.
the-
I
he
mean,
ordains all the bishops.
The
counts.
the most important thing is to choose the song wisely, given the occasion.
Well, Nick.
Don't make me take back your "Can I Play with Titties"
Do it.
travel.
I want to do the
First pick. Nick's doing it.
It hardly ever happens.
That doesn't happen. And well, anything over there? Chris is looking.
I say let's wing it.
All right.
And Nick can let us know if we're way off with this. But there are a couple bullet points under religion for the year 394. So hit it.
Habemus Papam.
Time for Pope stuff. Yeah, that Pope stuff. Here's some Pope stuff. Time for Pope stuff.
No, I'm going to say it's probably relevant unless the bishop in question is Bishop Don Magic Juan.
Is that guy still
I do
around?
not see that name.
Who knows?
Okay, 2 bullet points here. First one. Epiphanius of Salamis attacks Origen's followers and urges John II, Bishop of Jerusalem, to condemn his writings.
No idea, but I find that interesting.
That's Origen, Origen.
Okay.
Almost sounds like a modern day rapper. Origin.
I could see that. Yeah,
Condemn his writings.
no idea, but it looks like something I would like to read up on some more.
Okay. And the other one is the Council of Bagai in Africa brings 310 Donatist bishops together. Do you know anything about a Donatist bishop?
I do not. These are very interesting. I want to look these up. I'm on my free personal time, but
Then I got a quick
Donatist.
one which might have a connection here that I noticed up top about the Roman Empire.
okay.
In Rome, the sacred fire stops burning. That seems
That's
pretty
not good.
significant.
That doesn't sound good. No.
Yeah, that sounds like a problem.
There's see Vesta and Vestal virgins. I don't know.
So I looked up Donatists. Never heard of this, but it's interesting to me. I'll read just what Wikipedia has to say. Something that I think is prevalent today, maybe not by this name, by this label. Donatists argued that Christian clergy must be faultless for their ministry to be effective and their prayers and sacraments to be valid. So if they're
high bar.
not perfect human beings, then it's no good.
I'd be in.
Andy would, but what hope do the rest of us
Most
have?
others are not.
That's a feeling that you hear people, without labeling it that, you hear people saying things along those lines.
No, that's what you hear
Today.
them saying at Panera during a job interview when they're describing the qualifications.
So you must be a Donatist. Well, shake hands with your new branch manager.
Yeah, that's when you get that requisite job interview question. So what are your weaknesses? You say, I don't have any.
I never know what to say. I blew it one time with that.
Why did you say? I don't know.
I forgot what I said, but I saw the guy writing something down afterwards. Like, oh, well, should I just go now?
It's like, this guy's not going to make it.
This guy doesn't know how to lie during a job interview. We don't want him.
Yeah.
So, I chose...
You sure did.
394.
You sure did.
I don't know how Chris feels about it, but I have a feeling based on the artist, the musicians involved, the description given by this gentleman. What was his name again? It was Clem something.
Clem Fandango.
Which is years ago a common Pope name, Clement. So.
Okay. Didn't know that.
So, this is a song by an artist that in recent months I've kind of dug into, not a deep dive.
Okay.
But it piqued my interest when I saw it. I'm like, okay, I'm somewhat familiar with this artist.
Yeah.
Well,
so hopefully
stars are aligning, it sounds like.
Hopefully Chris this won't ruin his birthday.
Well, it's at the top of the list, 394. So I guess everybody but Chris knows what it is, but it's an early alphabet name.
So
are you ready, Nick? Do you know the album, or do you want me to read it?
You know what? I don't want to get the name wrong.
Okay.
Of the song.
Okay.
So maybe you can throw it out there for me if that's okay.
Sure. Let's turn the microphone over to Chris Jericho.
All right, Hamill. This one's called
Painted Lover.
Off of
Disturbing the Peace
by the band
Alcatrazz.
Ow!
Now, this is the Steve Vai album.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say there are many incarnations of Alcatrazz.
So this was, from what I've heard of this band thus far, this is the lineup I prefer. Because Yngwie was on the first album. I think this is the second.
Jeez.
I know, it's like, yeah, poor guys, you know. Oh, Yngwie's gone. Who do we get? Steve Vai, I guess.
Yeah. How did they swing that?
Well, I mean,
I don't know. Yeah. I should pull up the history of it.
I'm not sure, but Graham Bonnet, the vocalist, worked with Richie Blackmore, Yngwie, and Steve Vai.
Wow.
So,
quite a list.
Chris, what are your thoughts immediately when you think of the band Alcatrazz?
I must not be a proper guitar nerd from the 80s because I never really delved into them at all. I'm just aware that both Yngwie and Vai were in the band and that Bonnet was the vocalist. That's pretty much the extent of it. I think they might have had a video or two on MTV that I might have seen once or twice, but yeah, I'm pretty largely unfamiliar with the actual music from these guys.
Yeah, this is a band that I remember when I was younger. I would see on Headbangers Ball videos of bands I'd never heard of, and the name Alcatrazz with the 2 Z's at the end always stuck with me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know who these guys are, but I remembered the band name, and I remembered the look. I remembered the vocalist look.
Okay. In a good way or a bad way? Or neither?
Neither. Just it was distinct for the style of music.
Okay.
Right. Very short, cropped hair.
Yeah.
Slicked back, dark glasses on.
And there isn't. I think there's a story that he cut his hair when he was in Rainbow.
Yeah, they're very.
And Richie Blackmore was violently angry about it.
Yeah, he was
allegedly
in an interview, some Blackmore documentary where he just showed up to the gig with that haircut, and he said during the gig at various points he wanted to just take off his guitar and smash him over the head with it for
that's severe
for having the wrong haircut.
No, I would say it's not a bad look that he had going.
No.
And I'm going to say, if they do a biopic, a Rainbow biopic, anything involving Graham Bonnet, you could get Tom Codle to play the role.
Yeah.
I think Tom could pull it off.
Interesting.
I'm sure he's on the short list of people who are going to be playing Graham Bonnet in the Alcatrazz / Rainbow biopic. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, it was a distinctive look. It, like you said, it set him apart. You see the videos from the Down to Earth era, which is the album he sang on for Rainbow, and it's, certainly post Dio era was a jarring transition. But I don't know. I mean, do you really want someone who's just going to be a cookie cutter schmo versus some? I mean, everybody knows the man can sing.
Yes.
That's not in debate. But he kind of had that sophisticated early new wave look to him.
Yeah.
And I don't know is that necessarily a bad thing? Sonically, you're delivering the goods as you want. What's the matter with the little contemporary aesthetic on your vocalist?
And I would almost think because, Rainbow went through periods where you could tell they wanted a radio hit.
Oh, of course. And this was the beginning of it.
Yeah, and if the guy's looking, he's got like a sort of a modern new wavy look.
That should help.
I would think that would almost open up doors when it comes to songwriting. Like we could kind of go different places now.
Just an example of Blackmore being a dick simply to be a dick, I think.
Mm-hmm. He seems to have that reputation, yeah.
But it's pretty funny. I can't remember the name of the documentary, but I've seen it on Access TV, and just pretty funny the way he describes it. Just total deadpan, like not joking whatsoever. Like, I wanted to cave this guy's skull in for having the wrong
with the haircut
yeah.
at the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't clear this haircut with me first.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That sort of thing.
Can you read the comments? Because that had something to do with it, too. I found that interesting.
Yeah, it says, Steve Vai played on this album just before leaving to join David Lee Roth, and it sounds like a prototype Eat 'em and Smile in places. Graham Bonnet even sounds like Roth on this album, even though he was a better singer overall.
Well, I don't think there's no real debate about that. I mean, again, say what you want about the guy's aesthetic. The vocal talents and power of Graham Bonnet have never really come into question.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to get into this. So if it's before then, what is it, like 84, 85?
I think this one was 80. Let me make sure. I think it's 85, though. Yep, March 22nd, 1985.
Okay.
And I can't think of this song in particular. Like, I know I've heard it. It's not one of the two favorites I have off of this album, but I'm not saying that I don't like it. It's just not one of the two that clung to me when I first heard it.
Okay.
I'm still very, very green when it comes to this band, but there are some things I've enjoyed.
I'm excited to listen for the very first time.
Produced by Eddie Kramer.
Oh.
Interesting little factoid here. So, let's get into it. I think this will be an interesting choice for a lot of reasons, and a good one.
All right. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Painted Lover.
Yeah, very, very David Lee Roth style. Like something that would be on a David Lee Roth album so far.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It's the same guy playing.
Right.
I don't know. I'm going to look it up. I'm assuming Steve Vai co-wrote it. I'm assuming from the songwriting
you would think
perspective, right? that he had a hand in it.
That he didn't have some charts on a stand that he was playing this off of.
I don't know. Yeah, it was all given to him.
Yeah.
Don't know.
The bass player put it together for him.
It's always the John Paul Jones of the group just kind of put it all together and gave it to everybody.
Yeah.
Well, prior to this, Vi was most known for his stint in Frank Zappa's band, so his level of musicianship was certainly never in question. And then he came into the public consciousness really as part of the Roth band, and then as that appearance in the Crossroads movie.
Yes.
What was Jack?
As the devil, basically. Right?
Yeah, but the character's name was Jack something.
Yeah.
Dueling guitar with Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
And that came out around the same time. I'm not sure what year it was, but up until this time, before replacing Yngwie, he was known, certainly among guitar nerds at the time, as the dude in Zappa's band. So,
and it looks like almost all songs on the album were written by Graham Bonnet and Steve Vai. So.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
One thing I'm noticing is that the keyboards have not really been that upfront up to this point, because my understanding is that this band was kind of modeled after Deep Purple, Rainbow, where you've got the keyboardist being pretty up in front. Mm-hmm. Haven't really noticed much except for maybe like some airy chords in the background.
I think if you did anything more, it would just be taking away from what's happening.
At this point, yeah, because the guitar is really, it's very, very Eddie Van Halen, arpeggios and slides and bends and all kinds of tricks like that being thrown in. So
yeah, you just gotta let that do its own, let that be, stay in the background.
Yeah, which is it was always the interesting thing about Deep Purple, is you just had basically all these virtuosos coexisting and able to do it without sort of stepping on each other's toes. Not sure that really happened in Alcatrazz. I'm not sure who the keyboardist is. Pulled up some images from the 85 era, and one of these guys looks like he could be in a yacht rock band. He's just got that 70s yacht rock look to him. Very strange. I'm assuming he's the keyboardist, but I could be wrong about that. But I don't know. You'd have to be a pretty formidable player to be able to do that Deep Purple dynamic with the likes of Yngwie and then Vai. But I thought the guitar stuff at the beginning was pretty interesting, relatively clean in terms of not like super overdriven rock guitar. And then toward the end of that part that we just listened to, then you get the Vai-ism with the harmonic squeal with the whammy bar. It just lets you know that it's him. It's not something Yngwie probably would have done, but Vai adding his signature flair to it.
What's happening there?
Well, Chris mentioned the word power describing the vocal. That's in spades here. It's just extremely powerful vocal delivery. Streetwise, smooth thighs, dress for your pleasure.
Oh boy.
Your old man says, in quotes, young man, stand and deliver.
Okay.
I'm getting.
Seems kind of odd.
Yeah, I'm getting.
What's the young man mean?
I'm getting the vibe almost like Walk This Way, where it's like from the perspective of an old guy telling a young guy giving him sex advice.
That sounds right. That could be it.
Which is a whole other, a whole realm of rock and roll that I don't think has, I don't think developed after a certain point. But
I certainly hope he's not referring to his protege's thighs as being smooth and I don't know, adds a little weirdness to it. But yeah, it's hard to ascertain who and or what he's talking about at any given time. But Stand and Deliver is a pretty funny command to give
young man.
Someone,
Stand and Deliver.
Made famous or earlier in the 80s by Adam Ant. I think Adam and the Ants had a song, Stand and Deliver. Remember them?
Yeah. And then later made famous by Edward James Olmos. Wasn't that the name of the movie he starred in?
Was it?
Stand and Deliver.
You might be right, where he's a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Wow, good call.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those movies, that style where he's like turning the bad kids around, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Stand and Deliver.
Wow, good.
Maybe he's just an Olmos fan.
Who's not?
Yeah, how could you not be, really? But yeah, that's interesting. Stand and Deliver. I'm going to have to look into that one.
Just wants that hot stash, hot from your pocket. She don't need your credit card. Shove it in your
Whoa, what happened
What's he shrieking about there? Maybe? About the credit cards?
You want me to?
Yes, please.
Okay. She just wants that hard stash, hot from your pocket. She don't need your credit card, so shove it if you've got it.
Shove it if you've got it.
Hard stash. When I hear the word stash, I think a drug deal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hot from your pocket could be a drug deal.
Yeah.
Quick aside, I punched up a Stand and Deliver movie. This seems like a must-watch to me. Edward James Olmos as Los Angeles high school teacher Jaime Escalante is being hassled by tough students like Angel Guzman, played by none other than Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh,
That's right.
Wow, La
That's
Bamba and
see.
Selena coming together.
Oh, yeah.
Before both, I think. I mean, for sure before Selena, I think.
Possibly
before
La Bamba, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a must view at some point. But anyway, so the previous segment, and it carried over to this segment, I was going to compliment the groove of it. Had a nice swagger, and then when the vocals on that second one, it made it all connect for me. I'm getting a decided extreme vibe from this section, especially with the vocals, very Sharon-like, or should I say Sharon's vocals, very Bonnet-like, but similar wheelhouse. And I think that sort of groove is in that extreme vein as well.
That's interesting. You don't usually hear these two bands compared to each other, but yeah, now that you mention it, I can hear it. I mean,
what just happened?
Again, vocally insane.
Yeah.
Sailing on her waterbed, side by side and head to head.
Hold on now. So
Wait a minute.
Picturing this configuration. Okay. What was that last line you said? If you've got it, shove it.
Shove it if you've got it.
Shove it if you've got it. That's old man advice if I've ever heard it.
It's like smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, if I could shove it. Boy, would I be shoving it. That's the type of old man advice you get when you're younger.
Boy, I'd be shoving it if I could shove it.
If I could shove it like you, you don't
have to rattle off a few of those on Friday when I turn a year older.
If I could shove it like I used to.
Yeah. You don't know what you got, young man.
I like the term sailing on her waterbed, though.
Yeah.
That's creative. I don't think I've ever heard that in a song. It's probably out there somewhere, but I can't think of it.
The less classy individual would resort to something like motorboating on their waterbed. sailing. Maybe that's the input from the yacht rock looking guy.
True. A little class.
Yeah, never hurt anybody. Not that most bands of that ilk would resort to that, but what was it? Side by side, head to head. What are they spooning in the waterbed? What's going on?
I'm guessing.
I don't know, but
there's nothing else that could be happening.
Head to head is almost. It could be like it's a real dog fight.
Yeah, like it's combative.
Going head to head here, but I doubt it. All right, your guess is as good as mine for what this is. Pinstriped city tyke has a soft underbelly. He's transfixed by the heel clicks, and he ducks down the alley. Well, now that I read it, I'm getting looking for a prostitute, guy out looking for a prostitute sort of a
businessman, pinstripe suit.
Yeah, I guess
to cross over to the dark side.
Transfixed by the heel clicks.
Yeah. And then he would say ducks down the alley.
Ducks down the alley. To make his proposition, I'm guessing.
I guess so.
I don't know. I've seen too many 70s cop shows. It's probably an undercover cop. Don't do it.
Yeah.
So what does painted lover mean? What is it?
I don't know. Isn't that an old expression, like a painted woman?
I don't know.
Sort of like a immodest, really made up.
Oh.
Kind of a painted woman. I don't know. And reminds me, there's an old song that was in a Marx Brothers movie, Lydia the Tattooed Lady.
Okay.
I don't know. Giving me that sort of vibe. A woman who's cosmetically over the top.
Okay.
That could make sense, yeah. My mind was going further into the sewer with my interpretation. I won't even say it at this point. I think some people can infer what I'm thinking.
This says, noun, old-fashioned, derogatory. A woman whose appearance suggests she is promiscuous.
Oh, there you go. That makes total sense.
That's a painted woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all the more reason for me to not verbalize my interpretation of it.
There you go.
I can't imagine. Trying to think of what it is.
I'll have to take a commercial break and find out more.
Turn off your phones. Yeah. They're listening.
Yeah. Leave your phone in the garage. All right, let's keep going. This part is almost Jim Gillette-esque.
That's a good point.
Just this,
this
part right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
High praise coming from Andy.
I mean, he would layer about 140 more voices on it.
And I was just going to say it's a little too intelligible to be something from a Nitro record. Yeah. But
that melody line is Gillette.
And the power in the high notes like that, to be able to do that, yeah. That's Wow.
Yeah,
a lot going on in that solo.
Vi is just from another planet.
Yes.
He's he was the perfect guy for Roth because like Eddie Van Halen and also to an extent Randy Rhoads, it's just they play stuff and you're just like, how do you come up with that? Where does that come from? And he just does it without even batting an eye. I mean, it's just like he's one of those guys who's just, and I think I've mentioned this before, but with the extreme comparison, one of the other guys I would say is Nuno. Mm-hmm. Just a guy with an absolute complete command of the instrument. You just get the impression that whatever he wants to play, he can play it and do it and make it look like complete effortless. And I prefer hearing Vi in the context of a band, whether it's this, which is the first time hearing it, but I'm liking it. David Lee Roth Band, obviously, the White Snake album he played on. Guys like him, I prefer them in the context of a band where you've got, a strong singer. So you've got guys who are his equal, doing their thing. And so he's not the focal point, but he's just adding his unique flair to everything. And it's all coming together and, for a pretty quality result, versus his solo stuff, which is mostly, if not all, instrumental and just,
has like a fusion flavor to it sometimes.
Yeah, which I don't know. That's not really my thing. Like I said, when he's in the context of a band, I think it's great, and I can't get enough of it.
I agree. I feel the same way about all those guys. All these G3 guys that you're bringing up, like
Satriani.
Yeah, Yngwie. It's like, I'll listen if there's a live album and there's an extended guitar solo. I'll listen once. Mm-hmm. Chances are I'll laugh at how ridiculously good it is and how unattainable that sort of playing is. Mm-hmm. But what am I going to listen to repeatedly? It's going to be when it's reined in a little bit, and it's in the context of a song, like something like this. Yeah.
Right.
Now there he is saying you pay for love.
It sure sounds like it. It doesn't say on the lyrics that I looked up. It just says the chorus, the regular Painted Love.
Yeah.
But it sounded like pay for love or paying for love, something like that.
So we're definitely onto the that interpretation of from the second verse of some guy, I guess, soliciting a prostitute, if you will.
And I guess it makes sense with when Andy looked up the definition of painted woman.
But how does the old guy at the beginning come back into this? Did he tell this boy to go get a hooker?
Well, that was,
it sounds like it.
Kind of. There was more than one coming of age movie in the 80s where it's like, the kid can't score with the high school girls. Just pay for it. Get your break your virginity. Get into it, and then you'll be able to carry on with regular girls a little better. I think The Last American Virgin, possibly my favorite coming of age movie of the 80s, had that theme to it.
Okay.
Well, not the whole movie, but there was a sequence where they hired a prostitute and took turns with her, and she gave them all crabs, and hilarity ensued when they went to get a remedy at the local pharmacy.
It's making me think a little bit of Tommy Boy, that older guy whose wife kept telling everybody that he visited a prostitute when he was overseas.
Oh yeah.
I forgot where he said he was, Korea or somewhere.
I think it was
one
Korea.
time he visited a prostitute, and then
that was Tommy Boy. I'm trying to remember.
Wasn't it where they're at the table and she keeps talking?
Was it at the wedding or whatever? No,
I don't remember.
But Tom's wedding.
But she kept talking about it,
remember
go spend it on the whore or something like that. She kept saying.
I remember that. Yeah.
So who knows? Back these old guys back in the day, especially soldiers.
Yeah.
Seemed like that was a thing that just they went and did.
That was just normal then.
So maybe that's the type of guy we're getting at the beginning.
That could be.
Yeah, it's just how things were done. And to quote Andy, it was a different time.
There you go. And to drop one more quote that's been used on this show, I haven't heard that kind of talk since Korea.
Yeah, exactly.
There you have it.
Wow.
Painted Lover.
Yeah.
1985. Disturbing the Peace.
That's it.
Alcatrazz.
Nick, you brought it to the show.
I did.
Via Clem Fandango.
Thank you, Clem.
Why don't you tell us how you're going to vote? Sweet Surrender.
I'm
Kick
giving
it
it
up.
a Sweet Surrender. I enjoyed it.
It's Sweet Surrender. Hell yes.
And my two songs that I really like off of this album are the last two, actually. I just looked it up. It's Skyfire and Breaking the Heart of the City.
Okay.
Which was... there's a live performance that must have been like a video that they put out from this era. That's really good. And it's got the last song on this album, Breaking the Heart of the City, as the opening track.
Oh, okay.
And that made me think, like... Because I know bands sometimes they'll come out to the opening track of the album.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, who else did that, where they would take the closing track of the new album and open the show with it?
Yeah.
So maybe our listeners can think of some examples. I can't really. The only thing that comes to mind, and it doesn't count, is Diary of a Madman. But they didn't actually play it live. They just kind of came out to the recording of it.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count. But yeah, maybe someone out there can think of another example of taking the album closer and having it be the show opener.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been really enjoying this band, this lineup in particular, from time to time. I'll bring up something and just kind of hang out and listen. Fantastic musicianship all the way around, of course.
Well, yes.
One of those bands that, just everybody is kind of like whenever David Lee Roth puts together a band. It's like, okay, every guy is like just off the charts with musicianship. It doesn't even make sense sometimes. It's one of those, like, I guess Graham Bonnet could fit into that, where Ozzy, to be Ozzy's guitar player, that's a badge of honor. To play with David Lee Roth, that's a badge of honor. And I mean, obviously the guys that Graham Bonnet had playing with him.
Yeah, he never achieved household name status like those other two guys, but he definitely had that clout and credibility.
Yeah,
where
they're just some guys who have the best players, like throughout their career. So
yeah, and just listening, Graham Bonnet is a top tier vocalist, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
that, there would be mutual respect there. And
yeah, I could see why. I mean, I don't know how they came together, but I could see where, okay, guy from Rainbow with the incredible voice is putting a band together.
Yeah,
who are the top guys right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like I who knows? I mean, I know like Yngwie Malmsteen is a Ritchie Blackmore fan.
Yes,
so that could have played into it, but who knows? I mean,
I'm sure that had a lot to do with.
He would have just come off of playing with Ron Keel at that point, right?
Who?
Yngwie
in Steeler?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
I
didn't know Ron Keel was in Steeler.
I think so.
I'm sure you're right.
Yeah. So I'm thinking
upgraded in terms of the vocalist. So,
but I enjoyed this song quite a bit, and I liked the perceived, at least, variation on the chorus vocal toward the end. I know we've talked about that.
I think it's there. It's clear as day.
It
but then
sounded
again,
like it to me too.
half the world thinks it's a strip you bare. And
I still think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a band worth checking out, and I'm liking a lot of what I'm hearing. So,
Chris.
Yeah, I'll give it a sweet surrender for sure. Somewhat enthusiastically.
Hell yes.
One thing I'll point out, I thought it was well produced. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get a good snare or drum sound in the mid 80s, but you got it here.
Yeah.
The vocals are, a little cheesy in times in the Jim Gillette-esque sections, but you can't deny the guy's range and power. I mean, when you've got those tools in your toolbox, you're going to put them on display. And then overall, I was surprised to hear how much they sounded like, or should I say, perhaps how much they influenced Extreme. They got a strong Extreme vibe from it in terms of the groove and the sound of the vocals, and I could totally hear Extreme covering this, and both bands being in the same wheelhouse, whereas you I don't know, you wouldn't necessarily expect that, but by the same token, all those bands have just huge titans of guitar in the lineup, so I guess it makes sense. But I don't know, I didn't expect it to be this as groovy as it was, and so yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I thought the solo was great. And just enough of the off-kilterisms to make it uniquely vibe, but also it was also accessible in terms of some familiar flash guitar things going on. So
did Vi play in Zappa's band at the same time as Terry Bozzio?
I do not know that offhand.
I want to say possibly yes. Imagine those two guys in the same band.
Couple of monsters.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Who was the third guitar player in Alcatrazz?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look up who picked up the.
That's a rough spot to be in.
Yeah.
You gotta have a set on you to step into that role too.
And then playing that. I mean, I haven't heard the material, but I'm sure it's all. If it's like this, it's very signature and pretty tricky. So you're coming in playing that kind of music. You're not just playing, you're not just strumming chords and soloing in your own style.
I'm going to look it up and see what the next album was. Well, Andy tells us what he thinks.
Okay, I too will give it a sweet surrender.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
First time ever hearing this. A lot I liked. I like the way everything was produced and recorded and mastered and what have you. Sounds great. I think that Graham Bonnet, and listen to me giving Graham Bonnet advice, but that's what I'm going to do. I don't think he had to have it dialed up to 10 the whole time on the verse. I think it would have added to the song if he didn't. He could have gone there at times, but I don't think he needed to go there the whole time. And I think that takes away a little bit from what the song could have been. But that's just me.
I could kind of it almost goes into Jukebox Hero territory.
Yeah,
where it's so
like, get there, show us that you can do it. Well, we're gonna love it, but you don't have to be there on note 1, and stay there for the whole verse. It was a little bit balls to the wall for me.
It was, absolutely,
with the delivery of the verse.
Yeah, I guess it's when you can, you do it. Even
imagine an old man screaming at you like that about
you're gonna do what he says.
Sex advice in that tone.
The sound will take you back a couple of steps. You know,
it would.
A guy named Danny Johnson picked up the guitar. I'm trying to look it up and see what he might have been known for.
Yeah, he's doesn't even have a hot link in Wikipedia. So
yeah, I'm gonna look him up on Discogs and see what he's linked to.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, look where we found ourselves.
All right,
Lemon! I got a question for you.
Paul Stanley needs to know if Painted Lover.
If Mark St. John was going to be the third guitar player.
Yeah, hey, timing-wise, that could have worked.
Yeah,
he could have gone in right after Animalize.
Who knows?
Is it a rock and roll boner classic, as voted by the 3 boners in this room?
So, let's see. The only thing I'm seeing so far, and I don't know when this would have happened, but this Danny Johnson fellow apparently played with Steppenwolf at some point.
Okay.
A group called Private Life and a group called Axis apparently was, I don't know, with Vinny Appice.
Okay.
So, that guy made the rounds. I don't know any more about him, but...
I said had balls to follow the likes of Yngwie and Steve Vai.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he gets credit for that, if nothing else.
Having a less noteworthy type name than Yngwie Malmsteen and Steve Vai.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny Johnson. Mm-hmm. It's kind of nondescript there, but hey.
No exotic letters in that name.
I mean, he could have fabricated some, you know. He could have worked on it a little bit.
Maybe he did, and that's what he came up with.
His real name was even less memorable.
David Johnson. I know. Danny.
Like, I go by Daniel, but I guess I'll be Danny for you.
All right. Are your votes in?
I guess mine is in.
Yeah, I'll have mine in.
I think we should let Chris go first, since it's his birthday week. Let him blow out the candles or keep them lit.
All right. And then me or then you?
Then me, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, given the occasion on Friday, and then I'm going to be in a position to be giving out this kind of advice, I'm gonna say rock.
I'm gonna roll it.
I'm going to say no boner.
Okay.
I don't want some old man telling you what to do with my boner.
I'll stay away from me on Friday. I'm going to be making the rounds.
Walking around with this mug.
Yeah.
Telling everybody what to do with
exactly.
Well, I'm sorry to do that. I apologize. If you disagree with me, I'm sorry.
That's just the fucking way it is.
I was pleasantly surprised by that. I was not expecting it to sound quite that way.
Yeah, same here. I liked it. Very pleased.
Yeah, I'm glad that one came up. It was a first round pick. It was like, okay.
Hey, sometimes that's the way to go.
I'm not going to waste any more time and see if something better comes up.
Go with your gut.
Yeah, no, it was a good one. A good discussion. And I think that in following on the heels of the Hanoi Rocks episode, I think it's great when a song like that comes up from a band you know about the influence, the guys who've been in the band, but you've not delved too much into the music. Here's your chance.
That's true. 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the listener submission list, and the people who bitch and moan about the themed months and want us to go back to the list. I think it paid great dividends 2 weeks in a row.
There you
Possibly more than that. I'd have to refresh my memory on what came before that, but yeah.
Are you ready for Freddie? I don't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, it has been. All right, well, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
I don't get yards of questions. Motherfucker, I give them.
Sing away.
Oh, yes, chief.
Well, let's bring it full circle here. Chris doesn't get birthday presents; he gives them. Apparently,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
Andy and I are coming out roses today.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And I think we're not just saying this because we have skin in the game, I guess you could say, but it's a pretty quality travel mug.
It is.
I mean,
it is.
You have to ascertain how well it maintains the temperature of your beverage, but in terms of the construction of it and the quality of the graphic on it, I've got no complaints.
Well, and I think this was before we started recording, so I'll say it again. I could see Maiden putting out something with this image on it, and I don't think it would look any better.
Yeah, it wouldn't
than this. If it was an officially licensed product,
it wouldn't.
And it would cost you 3 times as much as it does from us.
Yeah. And the other thing, if you don't want a Can I Play with Titties travel mug, there are other options. Any of the Pot of Thunder designs can be applied
there's
to
a lot
travel
of stuff
mug.
there.
except Robot Paul at this point.
Yeah, that has been removed.
Now, can you slightly alter his makeup?
I think I could just repost it.
Okay, because I saw a couple people were saying they wanted Robot Paul.
All right, if that's...
I mean, I'm thinking it could be altered slightly where it wouldn't matter, and it wouldn't...
I think it was the description more than the design.
Okay.
I think I had tags in it that flagged it.
Yeah.
In the hopes of strangers stumbling upon it. But
some stranger did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul's jack-booted thugs on the internet squashing out non-licensed material. Let me see that mug. Pass that over here. I got mine up on display for now, but yeah.
Couldn't be better.
No, I didn't even know these were available, and you might not have either. I was going to get the regular coffee mugs. Then I saw there's a drop-down menu here. What's that all about?
What is this?
And it's a travel mug. I go, okay, that's the ticket. that's the one.
Yeah, I love a good travel mug. Been
Me
using
too.
them constantly lately.
Yeah.
What's your favorite beverage to put into a travel mug?
Usually coffee, but I'll do some tea from time to time.
I'm a hot milk with honey and vanilla.
That's a Nick drink.
And
if I've ever heard
froth it up a little bit.
If I've ever heard of a Nick drink, that's perfect.
I think barbecued lemonade would be great.
It'd be perfect.
Well for the summer.
Perfect in there.
Would it maintain in this mug? Oh yeah, look at that.
But I mean, they're amenable at like a Starbucks or a Dunkin' to fill that up for you, right?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, I would imagine that happens rather regularly. It wouldn't have to be their own mugs, would it?
No.
I know Starbucks handed out the reusable holiday cups. My wife got one.
Yeah, I heard about those.
But yeah, I want to.
Are they plastic? They're not like this. They're not this.
No,
high
it's
quality.
not like that.
Oh,
no,
come
it's
on.
plastic. But it's similar to the cups we got from Jericho's party,
Okay.
which is quality. I use mine every day.
Starbucks mugs can't take a bullet like this one could.
Yeah, those could save your life.
Teddy Roosevelt would have been standing there holding this. Someone would have tried to assassinate him. It would have taken the bullet. He would have finished this.
If Martin Luther King had one of these in Memphis,
We'd be living in utopia now.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to my first time getting that filled up. Can I get a latte?
There's no COVID issue with that they're still milking, is there? Or they're like, oh, we're not going to we can't touch your mug.
It's kind of like
man.
reusable bags at the store. You can do that now again.
It's back. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that back?
Yeah.
I knew that was off the
Nobody
table
cares
for a
anymore.
while.
No, nobody
They
cares
shouldn't
about your
care
reusable
anymore.
bags.
And you know what? It's about the environment, god damn it.
That's right.
I'm not going to put any more cups and plastic lids in landfills.
Yeah, I mean, my dolphin
my
body
can-
count has been just so high the first 40
Got
years
my
of my
Can
life.
I Play with Titties travel mug. I'm doing my part to save the planet.
Who knows? Might get you a free drink once
Hey
in a
man,
while.
I cut the plastic rings from the soda.
Yeah.
So do I. I do
I
that
cut those.
reflexively.
Yeah.
If I'm ever in a plane that goes down in the ocean, I think the wildlife will recognize I was the guy doing that.
And they'll bring you back up from under the water.
It's kind of like, was it an Aesop fable where you pull the thorn out of the lion's paw?
Yeah.
The lion takes care of you.
Lion takes care of you. A bunch of sea turtles will form together, rescue Nick, make a raft for him.
I'm the same way. The first time I heard that they choked off seagulls and whatever, ever since that day, I've cut up the plastic rings.
Same. Yep.
If only I took direction in some other aspects of my life that well.
Right.
Especially for an altruistic purpose, but maybe this is the Can I Play with Titties travel mug is a new frontier for me.
Could be it.
Yeah.
It's a new adventure for all three of us.
That's for certain.
Andy and I are going to take it home, put it in the sink. We'll see what happens.
I would think like a Family Express. You just go to the coffee station, fill it up, and just go to the front and say, "Filled up my travel mug. Here, look," and just point the logo at them and
just point at the titties.
Yeah. Just keep pointing.
Can you read that?
Is that good?
You like that?
What were we doing?
We're gonna do a Yardo questions.
Just in time for the holidays. The Yardzo beef are out.
Yeah, I saw.
Giant summer sausages are out. I don't know if they're technically called the Yardzo beef anymore, but
I've seen the Yard of Twix.
I've seen that.
I don't think they do the O on that.
I have to say most of those are pretty lame. The giant candy bar boxes. 'Cause it's just filled with regular candy bars.
Mm-hmm. It's not one solid.
No.
That's a
The only ones that seem to do that are, I think, not Twix.
Reese's.
Reese's cups, Hershey bars, and I want to say Kit Kats might be doing it. But
how do you get a Reese's cup?
It's like,
dude, they do
they're
half
like
pound.
2 half-pounders.
2 pounds in a package.
But it's like one long candy.
No, it's just one monster.
It's like 2 big.
Oh,
Reese's
oh,
cups.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, those seem...
It's like a pie.
Okay, got it.
Those seem legit to me.
I was thinking linear.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they don't do the Yardo. They just do whatever.
Super size.
1 pound.
Yeah. Yard of Twix, I believe it was 18 just full-size Twix bars.
Which, whatever.
That's weak.
Weak.
Yeah, if you can't do
that's like
item is one
make
thing.
it happen
the giant Dum Dum
properly.
sucker, that's just a plastic ball
filled with
a bunch of
Dum-Dums.
Dum Dum suckers in it.
That's weak.
garbage.
That's the marketing guy couldn't take it all the way. He couldn't convince manufacturing to get it done.
Yeah.
Nobody's retooling the equipment to make that
They
happen.
forced it through anyway because that he had to justify his fat 6-figure salary coming up with that horse shit.
All right. This week's Yardo Questions comes to us from a regular in this portion of the show, Throbbin Hood.
Oh my.
Throbbin Hood is back.
I think that's one guy, or
is it a collective?
It might be a collective.
I'm not sure.
Maybe he'll step forward.
Well, there's no introduction or anything. Right to business.
Okay.
1. Favorite TV show from the black and white era besides Twilight Zone?
Car 54 would be mine.
That's your fave.
Yeah, it's a hilarious show,
So
even today.
Fred Gwynn and what's his name?
And Al Lewis is in it, so you got strong Munsters representation. Charlotte Ray from The Facts of Life, a somewhat regular character. Why can't I think of the? I can't. I will think of it, but the other star of it, who's along with Fred Gwynn, many ridiculous, allegedly true stories about that guy in real life.
Okay. I'll have to look him up.
A real like burlesque performer who really Joe E. Ross. Yes,
Joe E. Ross, a wild man, huh?
Apparently. But yeah, hilarious show. Written by the same people who, or the same guy who wrote Phil Silvers. Another great show.
I don't know that one at all.
No, you never saw the Phil Silvers show?
No.
Oh man, get on that.
Okay.
Well, Nick is a resident expert on that era of television and radio shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one. I can't really think of... The only other show I watched with semi-regularity of reruns that were all black and white was Leave It to Beaver. But I don't watch it anymore. I mean, it doesn't interest me. But I remember it being in syndication, and I would watch some of the episodes. And the Eddie Haskell character is mildly amusing. How he's this shit heel, but he puts forth the nice guy persona for the parents. You gotta like that kind of subterfuge going on there. But it's the only one I can think of at this point.
I guess Gilligan's Island could kind of
that started off in black and
white.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that. I was thinking of a show that I knew there was one that started off in black and white and moved to color.
That's the only one I could think of that for sure did that. Yeah.
I've probably seen every episode of that too.
All right. Question 2. What restaurant chain makes you say to yourself, how the hell are they still in business?
It's been years since my wife and I have been there, but we've never had a particularly good experience at Chili's. And I know there are people who love Chili's.
Well, your brother, for one. Seen him regularly at the one in Dyer. It's warm in a bar stool.
So I mean, I don't know. That's one place where I think
what's gone wrong for you at Chili's?
Just in the couple times we went, just neither of us liked the food at all. I don't know, and it might have just been one of those things where you get a bad experience. But it happened every time, and after a while we were just like, I don't think we want to go back to Chili's.
Yeah.
But again, I might go there tomorrow and really like it. But that's a place where, when I pass by, I'm like, there's zero desire for me to go back to a Chili's.
Yeah, I've never really had a bad experience necessarily at Chili's. You, Andy?
No, I haven't been a whole
fast casual scene.
I haven't been there a whole bunch of times, but I didn't hate it.
It delivers what you should reasonably expect to get out of a place like that, or Crapplebee's or TGI Fridays or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these elitists who will never go there under any circumstance, but as with anything else in life, if you have reasonable, realistic expectations, it'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Do what you need it to do. My choice would be Long John Silver's. It's just like, who goes there anymore?
Doesn't seem to be too many.
I mean, there's
people.
one right down the street here, and then there's another one in the next couple towns over, and you see them occasionally, but they're never there's certainly never anybody dining in over there.
No.
I have.
Well, you have, right.
Yeah,
but
we just didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's probably been 10 times in 40 years, so yeah. It's not
just doesn't seem that popular to me.
It doesn't.
Yeah, you can use the one
food
time
is decidedly unhealthy. I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah, they always
horrible for you.
Don't they always win, or if you want to call it winning, when they someone will compile a list of the most calories in a
would make sense.
in a
most
fast food
calories,
sandwich.
and I think they lead the pack in terms of sodium content in their food.
And then they give you extra packs of what is that stuff called? Malt liquor,
vinegar,
malt vinegar, yeah. Which is just basically salt to add to it.
Yeah.
Tastes good, but it might kill you.
It will at some
It
point.
will, but yeah.
I don't know, one still run down the street remains open.
That being said, I have had their healthy option once.
Like a grilled fish
And rice pilaf.
Yeah.
It's not bad if you have to go there because other people want to go there.
I like a good rice pilaf.
Yeah.
Hush puppies and rice pilaf. I can make a meal out of that.
There you go.
Hush Puppies would torpedo the healthy slant to it, I think. But
yeah, that's
deep
true.
fried cornbread.
That's pretty much what it is.
I think so.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware that they offered a healthy option.
And
I thought they
like
were just all in on the fact that they're shit, and they were just owning that element of it. But
no, they've got something.
Kind of like a PBR sort of a vibe.
They're fine being
just
shit.
Don't care that it's allegedly low quality.
Yeah, find your niche and own it. You know.
Yeah. You know, there was one other good thing I saw recently at a Long John Silver's. It said there's the sign out front said "Crew overboard, apply within."
That's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome.
That's why it's still in business.
Yeah. I will say that, like, it came up in my Facebook memories. I went there a couple years ago, and like on the box that contains like the mixed, the fish and shit, whatever the box it comes in, was just covered in just various irreverent sea-related slogans. And I was reading this, I'm like, this is kind of funny. Whoever's job it was to write these, that's a job I would have liked.
Yeah, someone has
It's like
fun.
for all those years I wanted to be a movie poster tagline writer.
There you go.
Yeah, I wish I could find that image. I probably could if I went scaling through. Let me look for it real quick if I could possibly find it. But in the meantime, we can move ahead.
All right. Third and final question. Is there one song more than any other that gets you so pumped you could, quote unquote, run through a brick wall? If so, what is it?
Ooh. There's several. I'm just trying to pinpoint one here.
I found it, by the way, but we'll come back to it.
I can't wait for this.
But I just texted this the other day to Nick because I
you were at the gym, right?
Believe it or not, I go to the gym 4 mornings a week, and I just, whatever they've got going on I don't have my earbuds or anything, or whatever they've got going on, I'm listening to, and partially it was in jest, but it also partially genuine. Power of Love, Huey Lewis and the News. That 2-chord main riff made me want to run through a wall.
Yeah. Yep. And
throw a 100-pound dumbbell around,
I hope we get to do that on an episode one day.
Yeah.
I can't believe that
Potent
hasn't
stuff.
happened
I know I'm trying to just real quick scan my playlist and see if there's one that comes up. But I know I made a Facebook post years ago, and I think I remember Chris commented on it. It's a song he introduced me to, actually.
Oh, well, there you go. It's going to be good.
I'm just going to go with it. The title track from the Scarred for Life album by Rose Tattoo.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good one.
That one, and there are a few songs by them that give me that sensation. A song that can make someone feel legitimately like a dangerous person is Branded.
Okay.
Which I don't know if I don't think it's the final track on that album, but I think it's on the same album. It's been a little while since I've looked at it, but yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Throbinhood, for your Yordo questions. And if you want to submit a Yordo questions, go to potofthunder.com. Click that widget and make it happen.
Okay, so I'm not gonna let you guys look at it close up because I want to read these slogans.
Yeah.
But so here's the box.
Okay.
So you can see it's just plastered with various irreverent sea-related slogans. Most, if not all, are fucking hilarious. Okay. First of all, we'll just start. Oh my God. All right. We've got Shrimpin' Ain't Easy.
That's a good one.
Excellent.
It's a great one. What do we got here? Fish, yeah. Love it. Seize every moment. Seize spelled S-E-A-S.
Okay.
Nice.
If this seafood tasted any fresher, you'd be swimming.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that one on a sign.
That's good.
The world is your hush puppy.
Okay.
We put the awe, A-W-E, in coleslaw. Get that warm and crumblies feeling on that residue that comes off the fried thing. I like how they own something proprietary of theirs. And I think that's pretty much it. I covered them all that I can read here, but there's some good ones on there.
I'm half expecting a line from Cabin Boy to be put on the box. These pipes are clean or something like that.
That would be good, yeah.
Want to buy a monkey?
Yep. Here's your bullion would be a good one. But yeah, shrimp and ain't easy.
That's a good one.
That's the if I was your supervisor and you came to me with that, I'd say you take the rest of the day off. You've earned your salary today, and in fact you're going to have a higher salary when you come back to work.
Here's
tomorrow.
a company credit card for you to use the rest of the day.
Yeah.
All right. Shrimping ain't easy.
It's funny. See, now I'm thinking Long John Silver should go do the Arby's We Got the Meats thing. They need to come out with a bold advertising campaign.
Yeah.
Leverage some of this magic that's on their boxes.
Yeah. All right. Actually, I'm going to tell you one quick Arby's story. Did I tell you this? Maybe I told it on the show.
Fish, yeah. I mean, come on. It's great.
Fish, yeah.
Hey, sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. Did I tell you guys about when I went to Arby's recently? I went to the drive-thru and there was a cone in the way, which means it's closed.
Right.
So I go around and I park because I see people inside, and I walk up to the door and the door is locked. Did I tell you that?
No, this is recent.
I must have told Nick. Nick remembers it.
This is recent?
It was probably a month or so, month and a half ago.
Okay.
But it was like a weird time, like 6:45 or something. Not an even top of the hour or something. But there's customers in there. People are filling drinks and whatever, waiting on their orders. The door's locked. I pull on the door. The woman at the counter does this to me with the both hand sweep, get away.
Wow.
She just decided we're closed right now. I locked the door.
It's the Wild West.
Get out of here.
Since COVID,
dude, it's crazy.
It's been just mob rule at places like that.
Yeah. But I could understand, like, all right, it's 7:05. They must have had to close at 7. But like, it was like 6:45, like I said, roughly.
And that was the exact moment when they just felt that they had run out of stuff and they couldn't continue.
Or if it's stuff, that's fine. I was assuming it was just, we're done. We're not working anymore.
Well,
That's
could
probably
be it too.
what it is.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care if you're offended.
Lends credence to the Paul Stanley voice guy who posted about the Munster Arby's on What's Up Munster, said they got nothing in stock ever. So
yeah.
I've heard that a lot about Popeyes.
Dude, Popeyes is
They
don't have anything.
I've
ever
tried
there.
The last 3-4 times I've tried to go to Popeyes, and it's been a while. It'll be a few years, and then I'll try to go again. They don't have it.
They just don't have whatever.
I went to get a gift card for my niece.
Yeah.
I'm in the drive-thru. Do you guys have gift cards? No, we don't, but we're supposed to get them in. So come back next week. So I'm like, okay, I had time before her birthday.
Of course you're supposed to get them in. When will they be arriving?
I go back, and the guy's like... And then
a terrible answer. We're supposed to get them in. Yeah, I understand that. It's like you're supposed to have all your menu items to some degree.
And the best part was that I ordered a bunch of food before that.
Yeah.
And then just said never mind because they didn't have the gift card. And then I went back the next week. No, we don't sell gift cards.
They don't even sell them.
No, they don't even sell them.
Oh, okay. So they just gave up on it.
And my wife and I, years and years ago, went to the one in Cal City.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "We ain't got no more chicken." That's exactly word for word what he said when we pulled up. I didn't even say anything.
You didn't say hello.
We ain't got no more chicken.
Ugh.
And I said, all right. I guess I'm supposed to go now. So yeah, Popeyes.
Just can we come in?
From my experience, Popeyes has never had anything ever.
Popeyes
to sell to me.
Popeyes is delicious, but they have all kinds of problems keeping things running. Whether it's menu items being in stock or people working.
Yeah, I won't even breach the parking lot knowing that I'm going to be disappointed. It's not worth it.
I don't blame you. All right. We'll be back next week with more Pot of Thunder. Happy birthday, Chris. Happy birthday to you.